Alright, hey guys, and all of my YouTube viewers and everyone. We have another LEGO weapon video that we're going to get into today. This is one that I built quite a while ago, but I didn't realize I haven't released the video for it just yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that today. I'd also like to point out a few different updates, some of which you might be able to see on the desktop right now that I really don't need to go over because you just look at the desktop to find those out. But some of the other ones are more life-oriented updates as well. So starting tomorrow at 8 in the morning, I have my third semester of college starting. So this makes me officially a sophomore, I guess you could say. And the general overall issue with that is because of my part-time job that I have that starts at 2 in the afternoon and goes until 6:30. All of my classes have to be in the morning really early, so I probably won't have as much time as I usually have to doing all sorts of different builds. In particular, the KN44 that you see all kind of like layered out in front of you right now, that took quite a few man hours going into that. And because of that, that means the less time that I have, it's going to be extended out more in terms of building. So the building will continue. I'm obviously not going to stop because I have a passion for this, but it's going to take longer for the more intricate models to come out. Now then, that doesn't mean I won't stop making different versions of the weapons that I already have. In particular, the HK line of weapons are very easy to make versions of. So HK MP5s, HK G3s, and G36s are also really easy to make different versions of. And I've yet to make a master edition of the G36. So the more easy models, I can do those. So you'll probably see an increase in those type of models, whereas the new from scratch models might decrease just a little bit. In particular, the things that you're seeing on the screen right now would be the L-Car from Black Ops 3 that I'm currently thinking about doing. It's more of a prototype because I designed a new kind of grip to use it that uses these pieces so that this stays hollow so you can have a magazine go up through it. So that's kind of that. And then I have started the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2, which I have built in real life and I can look at it right above me. But I'm making changes to it on the LDD version that I wanted to do in real life but don't have the parts necessary to do in real life. So that is also going to take time. But those should be models coming out soon. I also have quite a few models on the back burner that I can bring up and use for video recording anytime. In particular, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to use this model to kind of buffer the amount of time that I have. So I want to make it very apparent to you guys that time management is a thing, and I need college to get a good job to support an up-and-coming family that I will probably have because the majority of people in the world have families and whatnot, and I want to support my very own lifestyle, which is obviously just all sorts of different things like that. But because of that, I will push YouTube back in my time management schedule. Sorry, I am in the middle of actually doing a YouTube video of all things. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys and tell you about that. In terms of live streaming, I don't know if I'm going to still be able to live stream. I go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mondays and Wednesdays should be easier because I only have one class on Monday and Wednesday, but at the same time, that class is in the morning, and then I have the afternoon before I go to work, but I'm pretty sure during the afternoon I'll probably be doing college trigonometry math work because my trigonometry class is online and not on campus. So I'm taking 4 classes, which makes me a full-time student, 3 classes of which are on campus, 1 class of which is at home. And for any of you who have ever done a math course online, you should probably understand that the certain software that you're using, in my particular case, which will probably be my math lab, it's not the best and user-friendly designs, so it's gonna kind of affect the way that I can do things. This video is already kind of dragged out. I'm so sorry, but I need to update you guys on this, and no one watches my update videos that I put out like my other videos. So That's what I'm doing here. Also, like to congratulate myself on over 700 subscribers. I'm not even done putting out the 600 subscriber videos, so I'm really, really happy to see that within such a short period of time, I have gained a whole 100 subscribers that fast. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the model that we have today, which is the Locus sniper rifle from Black Ops 3 in its God mode form, which basically means I've built all the different attachments that you can unlock in-game and put them on one rifle in particular. So this is actually a screenshot of an earlier version. I just wanted to point out the color difference between the normal Locus and the attachments that you can put on it. So the normal Locus is a darker navy blue, whereas the attachment that you can put on it are an olive drab color that you would generally see during the World War II area painted on World War II vehicles for the Allied forces. And I found it kind of weird that that was just the color contrast the developers decided to go with. In particular, I would have probably preferred a gray or a black in most of these areas, particularly a darker gray, a gunmetal gray. But since I used the darker gunmetal gray on the bolt itself to show you guys the working bolt, I can't really do that. So the current attachments on this screenshot that you see are the suppressor, the FMJ version, the extended mag, the stock, and I want to say the rapid fire attachment as well on the other side of the weapon, because rapid fire in particular changes the way that the charging handle on the bolt itself looks. This is also something that I did in a live stream, so if you guys ever want to check that out, feel free to do so. This is the full God mode version. So this has everything on it that I know of. It has the Ballistic CPU, the rapid fire, the stock, the extended mag, the FMJ, and the suppressor as well. That's part of what I consider the God mode. The other part of the God mode that I would like to do, since I've done it with the CUDA in particular, is I also give it a golden camouflage. Now then, I am close to getting all the variant attachments from the black market for the Locus itself as well, in which case we will make a third blackout version or dark matter version, which will have a different camouflage and different attachments on it as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I just wanted to show you guys that this is what the Locus looked like in a rendered image. I had to use blue render because this refused to render within my normal POV ray that I like it to render in. But it's not the end of the world because this is simply going to be the thumbnail, and the real good model all comes together right here in this itself, the actual LDD version, because the gold is a much darker gold inside of LDD itself. So we're going to go ahead and start with the stock attachment in the back here. Just a very interesting stock attachment. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of articulation within the stock itself, but it's got a very weird kind of shape to it. So first off, we have ourselves the butt pad back here. It's offset by a single stud to kind of give it a smaller groove, but it's got a very, very deep shoulder pad. So I want to say the smaller your shoulder, the better for this one because of just how deep this curve is. But it should fit most shooters. This goes into a kind of skeletonized stock itself, in which case you have this portion that comes down here and into this here. We have these angle plates going down the side just to give it a little bit more depth. I want to say this black thing here is a button to adjust this stock in particular, but I have no idea. You have a cheek rest over here. I'm really proud of how this came out in terms of overall design. And this will raise your cheek up to the actual scope itself. So I want to give a shout out to Alan's Custom Legos. He's a really, really cool guy. And he designed a scope design that he used on his Barrett MRAD. And he made a tutorial for that scope design upon my request, and I've used his scope ever since. And I took his scope and I actually adapted and modified it for use on the Locus, so that in particular it just looks like the Locus scope. So This is what we have here. We also have the Ballistic CPU computer over here. This right here should be green. So we have ourselves the little pad on this side, the dial up here, and the dial over here. You can see that you can ADS through the scope. It's got the orange tick marks like it should, a red ring in the back. A lot of detail going on the side here. You can see how it indents and then it kind of flares out on the side, and you've got the shell ejection port on the inside connected to the bolt and the charging handle, like so. This is what I believe to be the safety. I have no idea if that's true or not though. So I'm going to assume that out like this is safe, and then when you push it in, you're on fire. In terms of the bolt, you can upturn the rapid fire attachment on the bolt to remove the bolt itself. Now then, this is the bolt, so it's 4 studs wide, and you can see down into the bottom of everything. Yeah, this is a really difficult charging handle design to do because it's got grooves on the inside of it, but I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it just locks into place on this piece there. Grip is a fairly standard grip design that I've used before. Trigger is a different style trigger design so that it's much thinner in design. The magwell is actually plates that can accommodate a 4 stud wide magazine that you see here. This of course is the extended mag version with the fast mags attachment down here at the bottom. It's got the exposed bullet on top. Going down the front here, we have the full tactical rail up top. Got the, I guess this would be part of your chamber. And then it kind of smooths down into our barrel, made of tires, out into our suppressor attachment, which has the proper shape to it and the proper muzzle brake on the end, as well as all this necessary details going on back here. This also is where the Fmj attachment comes into play, which is this portion here. It's on both sides. It gives it a very weird shape, but a very interesting shape at the same time. We have the non-functional bipod on the bottom here. I love the way this bipod turned out. I love the design and the overall detail in it. A sling mount, and of course, the handguard. So like I said, this is just a fairly standard model of mine. I've built the Locus before. It's actually one of the more popular guns on my channel. Except I didn't build all the attachments for it, and that's what we did here, and that is what is fundamentally considered a God mode. Now then, I do want to get the third version of the weapon itself made, and I can check really quick because I have the game next to me loaded up, so I can check to see how many attachments I actually have on the Locus, so I can relay to you guys everything that I can do. So I have the suppressor, I have the Ballistic CPU, I do not have the fast mags, I have Fmj, I have extended mags, I have rapid fire, and I have stock. So the only attachment that I'm missing for the Locus is fast mags, and then we will be done with the overall design of the third version of the Locus, which I will do in either an all black camouflage or a dark matter kind of pixely version of it, which is going to be difficult to do, but we can try to do it. An all black version like this is actually really, really cool. So what I was kind of thinking was that we could probably do something like this. Just give me a second. We're going to turn all of that gray, all of that black, and then all of that. That doesn't work for the color that I want it. So we'll have to do it also in a black. So I was thinking something like this would be really cool, or if we want to get darker with the amount of gray that we have, we can use that, like a blackout version. But if we wanted to do a different camouflage for it, in terms of dark matter, I believe that color would be the best option that we could go with, and then we'll do like a black over top of that for dark matter, if not like an Energon camo. So who knows, we'll see. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. So this is actually a fairly long video, and I'm going to apologize for that. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of all the progress that we had for the Locus sniper rifle itself. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. We'll see you later in another YouTube video. This video is 15 minutes long. I apologize for that, guys. I'm out skis. Goodbye.